Unit 4, Lesson 2, Ratios and Rates with Fractions. I can solve problems about ratios with fractions and decimals. A train is traveling at a constant speed. So a constant speed means it's a perfect universe. It's not speeding up or slowing down. It's absolutely perfect. So at a constant speed and goes 7.5 kilometers in 6 minutes. At this rate, how far does the train go in 1 minute? So we haven't done tables in a while, but we're still going to do them. So we have kilometers and we have minutes. We know that it goes 7.5 kilometers in 6 minutes. I want to know about 1 minute. So I'm going to divide by 6. Divide by 6. So then in my handy dandy calculator, 7.5 divided by 6, and I get 1.25. So it goes 1.25 kilometers per minute. So how far does the train go after 100 minutes? Well, I can keep my table, kilometers and minutes. I know that it goes 1.25 kilometers in 1 minute. So in 100 minutes, I'm going to multiply by 100, multiply by 100, and I get 125. So 125 kilometers. Comparing running speeds. So Lynn ran 2 3/4 miles in 2/5 of an hour, and Noah ran 8 2/3 of miles in 4/3 of an hour. How far would Lynn run in 1 hour? Okay, so I have miles and hours. I know I have 2 3/4 miles in 2/5 of an hour. And I want to figure out what it's going to be in 1 hour. Well, I'm going to have to do some thinking. So to get from 2/5, I want to change these into decimals. So remember that this line tells me to divide. So in my calculator, I'm going to put in 2 divided by 5. And that's equal to 4/10. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. So 3 divided by 4. So I get 2.75. So that's going to make it easier for me because I converted to use my calculator. So I have to get from 4/10 to 1. So I'm going to divide by 4/10. Same thing on this side. I'm going to divide by 4/10. So 2.75 divided by 4/10, and I get 6.875. So that means that in 1 hour, Lynn can run 6.875 miles. All right. Now they want to know how far Noah's going to run in an hour. So I have my miles and I have my hours. I know that he ran 8 2/3 miles in 4/3 of an hour. I want to figure out how far he went in 1 hour. And again, I don't like dealing with the fractions. So I'm going to do 4 divided by 3, and I get 1.3 repeating. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. 2 divided by 3, I get 8.6 repeating. So I'm going to go ahead and circle those. Okay, now I'm going to divide by those decimals using my calculator. So I'm going to divide by 1.3 repeating. So in my calculator, I'm going to put in that 3 as many times as I possibly can, and that's 6. So 8.6666666, as many 6s as will fill up the calculator. Then I'm going to divide by 1.3, as many 3s will fill in the calculator. And I get 6.5. So Noah can run 6.5 miles in 1 hour. So now it says a recipe for sparkling grape juice calls for 1/2 quarts of sparkling water for 3/4 cup of grape juice. So they want to know how much sparkling water would you need to mix with 9 quarts of grape juice. Okay, so I've got my table. I know that I'm doing water and grape juice. I know that there is 1.5, so that's 1.5 cups of water for quarts. 3/4 of a quart, so that's 0.75. So I have to figure out what it would be for 1 quart of grape juice, so then I can figure out what it's going to be for 9. So I'm going to divide by 0.75. So I'm going to divide on this side by 0.75. So 1.5 divided by 0.75, and I get 2. So now I'm going from 1 to 9, so I'm going to multiply by 9. Multiply by 9 on this side, and I get 18. So it's going to be 18 quarts. So I need 18 quarts of water. I'm going to erase this junk out of the way for right now. All right, so now they're giving me another one. They want to know how much grape juice would you need to mix with 15 quarter quarts of sparkling water. So again, I've got my table.
Just a reminder that the math group will meet on Zoom and not in person.
So I've got water.
I sent you the link. It's also the same case for everything. Thank you.
I've got water and grape. I know that my ratio is 1.5 to 0.75. I know that I have to find, because they're looking for quarts of sparkling water, I need to know for 1, so then I can find 15 divided by 4. So in my calculator, I'm doing 15 divided by 4 because I want to change it into a decimal, so 15 divided by 4. And I get 3.75. So I'm going to multiply, or I'm going to divide by 0.5. I'm going to divide by 1.5 on this side. So 0.75 divided by 1.5, and I get 5/10. So then I have to multiply by 3.75. So then I'm going to multiply on this side by 3.75. So 5/10 times 3.75, and I get 1.875. So I need 1.875 quarts. I'm going to erase this junk out of the way. Okay, so now they want to know how much of each ingredient would I need to make 100 quarts of punch. Well, if I want 100 quarts total of punch, I have to figure out how much total punch I have right here. So I have to figure out how much total punch I have here. So 1.5, so 1.5 plus 0.75 is going to give me 2.25. So I have to figure out how I'm going to get to 100 from 2.25. So I'm going to multiply by, well, I'm going to have to go to 1 first, I guess. Got to find that unit rate first. So I'm going to go to 1. So I'm going to divide by 2.25. And then I'm going to let me just fix this really quick. So I'm going to go from water and total. So it's 1.5 and then 2.25. We just figured that out. So I want to figure out 1. So I'm going to divide by 2.25. So 1.5 divided by 2.25. And I get 0.6 repeating. Then I want to get to 100. So I'm going to multiply by 100. And I get 66.6 repeating quarts of water. So now I have to figure out the grape juice. Same thing. I'll put it up here. So I have 0.75, and that's going to be 2.25 because that's the total. And this is the grape juice. I want to figure out what it is for 1. So I'm going to do 0.75 divided by 2.25. And I get 0.3 repeating. So I'm going to multiply by 100. And I get 33.3 repeating. So 33.3 repeating. All right, the last one says which is the least expensive per pound. So I have to divide the cost, $14.50, divided by 1.75, because 3/4 is 7.5. Then I'm going to do 26.25 divided by 2.5. Then I'm going to do $5.50 divided by 3/8. So I've got to divide that in my calculator because I don't know what that is off the top of my head. 3 divided by 8, I get 0.375. So I'm going to divide each of those out. So 14.50 divided by 1.75. I get $8.29. 26.25 divided by 2.5. I get $10.50. And then the last one, 5.50 divided by 0.375. I get $14.67. So which was the least expensive per pound? The ham. And then which was the most expensive per pound? The roast beef. All right, so now I need you to go ahead and do your cool down, and I need you to submit this using Canvas. If you need help, make an appointment on Calendly, do the extra practice on Khan Academy, check out Mr. Morgan's video, or email a friend. Have a great day.